Hey guys, welcome to another wonderful segment. Today we're going to be talking about what to do when you can't access a gym. The biggest misconception of exercise is that you need a massive gym with top of the line equipment to get work done. This is not entirely true. You can do anything at home, on vacation, even on a beach. Today I'll be taking you through 3 different workouts, but before we get into those specifics, the big thing to remember is to adjust accordingly for what you can do physically and what you have access to. A great rule of thumb is all you need are a pair of running shoes, and when in doubt, just go for a run. Running stairs is also a great way to build strength and cardio fitness, either taking 1 at a time to go faster or take 2 at a time and walk them. Now, a rule of thumb is that if you want to build fitness, it's good to go harder for a short amount of time in a more sprint sense. If you want to build aerobic and cardio, it's better to go longer for a bit moderate intensity, but for much longer time. This also helps burn more calories from fat when you're going a bit longer at a more moderate intensity. When you're dealing with bodyweight exercises, these are exercises that don't require additional weight and only use the weight of your own body for resistance. It's very important to get good form and also understand that it's going to be a different feeling from normal exercises. The way you keep building on this with bodyweight exercises is to increase the repetitions or increase speed. For example, if you're able to squat 10 times with a 45-pound plate, you'll probably have to do 25 bodyweight squats instead of the 10 to get the same benefit. Keep in mind, when you change this exercise, you're going to be using your endurance system a bit more than just your strength system. So you're going to be burning a bit more fat around the areas without building up that muscle. Circuits are another great way of adding in a cardio element when dealing with bodyweight strength exercises. This helps you get an overall good workout even in a short amount of time. Here are some good circuits that you can use. Remember to start each of these circuits with about the 5 to 10 minute warm up, just to get your body ready and your blood moving. For this first circuit, it's a good idea to add in 20 to 30 jumping jacks between each exercise. For example, if we go push-ups, do 20 to 30 jumping jacks, then go into squats. And continue this for the circuit for that added cardio element. The exercises for this circuit are going to start off by 20 step-ups. For this, you want to find an elevated surface and a stable surface to work with, and you just simply step up and squeeze your butt through the step. The second exercise is going to be 20 to 10 push-ups. Preferably try and get up to 20, however, I struggle too, so 10 is also fine. Challenge yourself, but don't go beyond your ability with these. Then we're going to go into 20 burpees and continue the cardio element from the jumping jacks. Next is we're going to work on your core and do some 20 sit-ups. With these, you can either do normal sit-ups or you can find weights and put under your toes to give you that added element and a bit more easier to get through the motions. Afterwards, you're going to go into 20 to 30 side jumps, also known as speed skaters. You're going to want to do these quick, but enough to feel the burn, especially in your butt. Next is we're going to do 10 to 20 plank alternate arms. If this is too challenging, you can also do a 30-second to a minute plank and just hold it before moving on to the jumping jacks and then the final exercise. If you are able to do the 10 to 20 plank alternate arms, make sure you're maintaining your hips stability like a glass of water is on your tailbone and you don't want to spill it.
After this exercise, we're gonna go 20 overhead squats. You can use something light just to hold your arms above your head, like a broom handle or a band like I'm using. This exercise requires you to keep your chest and arms up and open while you lower down into that seat position. Remember, just go to the chair and then back up. You also want to watch that your knees don't cave in to your body's midline, and you want to engage your side butt or your glute med during all aspects and squeeze your glutes as you finish the position as well.
This next circuit is very similar to the first, but instead of jumping jacks, we're gonna be doing running. With this, if you wanna go for a lot longer, you can do a 5 to 10 minute moderate jog or run in between each of the exercises in place of the jumping jacks. Or if you wanna do a bit more intensity, you can add in an 80% sprint between each of these exercises. Remember to keep your heart rate up and keep moving. Keep in mind, if you choose to do the longer 5 to 10 minute run or jog between each of the exercises, it's going to be critical that you do at the very minimum an hour in order to get the same strength benefits of the complete circuit.
The exercises for this circuit are gonna start off as 20 squats plus 10 jump squats if you feel that you can do it. If not, no worries, and just do a total of 30 squats. Then we're gonna move on to 10 to 20 push-ups. Same deal as the first circuit. Challenge yourself, try and hit right where you feel that you can't go anymore, and then move on to the cardio element. Next, we're gonna go into 20 lunges. With lunges, you wanna make sure that your knee doesn't go past your ankle and that your shin is nice and straight with the ground. If you have to, it's okay to have your knee go to your shoelaces, but that should be worked on and brought back to where your knee is right above your ankle. Your back knee should also get right above the ground. Maybe give it a nice little love tap, but it does not need to sit there and rest. No extra rest. After lunges, we're gonna go straight into 20 sit-ups. Like before, if you need to, you can put weights on your toes or have a partner hold your feet down so that it's a bit easier for you to get the sit-up motion in. After sit-ups, we'll do burpees and do about 20. For these, again, just getting that cardio element. However, we're not going from jumping jack to burpees this time. We're gonna do a run and then burpees. So it's gonna be a bit harder, but try and keep up that good tempo. Then we're gonna do 20 plank alternate arms or 30-second to a minute of holding a front plank. Again, do what you think is right with your own body.
This last circuit is a bit different. We're gonna be going through a leg, body, arm sequence using a 45-second on, 15-second off timer. This way you get that little break in between each of the exercises and you can still keep moving during the entire segment. This will probably be good for about 30 to 40 minutes based on your abilities. It's also important that when you're doing these exercises to keep your heart rate up and do them at a fast pace in order to get that cardio element, because we're not doing any added additional running or jumping jacks. And remember, there is that little break where you can catch your breath and move on to the next. A good tip for this last circuit is to try and hit the same number of reps that you hit for the first round all the way until you complete the circuit and the last round. For example, if you do 20 push-ups in the 45 seconds, try and hit 20 or even 21 on the very last round. This way you're staying motivated and you're tracking how hard you're going and using the full amount of time to keep pushing yourself.
We're gonna start off with a squat. and then go into a burpee. Then to a push-up, and remember to use the correct technique. If you use the wrong technique, it'll end up coming back to bite you later when you have to correct yourself. We're gonna then go into lunges, and remember your knees should go right above your ankle, maybe even slightly past, but no more. Then we're gonna do a front plank. For this, we're gonna hold the plank position for the full 45 seconds and then take our 15-second rest and move on to the next. Next, we're gonna go into the tricep dip. You'll need to find an elevated surface for this one, and if there isn't one around, you can substitute this exercise with either holding another plank or trying to do some diamond push-ups. Again, find an exercise that works for you and you can substitute easily. Next is gonna be a bit complicated, but once you get it, it'll be simple. We're gonna go into a single leg RDL to a calf raise. This may seem very complex, but it's really simple since it's just a single leg RDL, then you go into a calf raise in between switching legs. If you still think it's a bit too much, don't worry. You can just split the exercise into a single leg RDL or a calf raise and take one of those two and substitute it for the tricep dip. Next up, we're gonna go into renegades. This needs a strong core and you need to maintain your hips stable, just like the cup of water is on the back. Remember, this is just like a plank alternate arms, only with a different name. Next, we're gonna do a bicep curl. And if you're lacking anything to curl, a dumbbell, a bar, a band, even a water bottle or a branch, you can try and substitute it with a chin up or a pull up if you can find an elevated surface. If not, no big deal, and you can just substitute a different workout that you like or drop it altogether. Lastly, we're gonna go into jumping jacks, and we're gonna try and do them nice and quick to keep that cardio element in there and just get those nice and high reps, and then move on to the circuit.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in again this week. Tune in next week and we'll be talking about yoga and stretching techniques to do after your workout to help aid in recovery.